Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about turning our day around. So, funny things happen some days, isn't it? We just don't know what could happen, and sometimes the things that happen are quite challenging to us. I had an interesting experience on Monday morning driving into the gym. The sunroof in my car exploded. So nothing fell on it, nothing happened. It just randomly exploded. And at first, I didn't know what had happened. So it's a bit of a shock. Anyway, I'm still alive. Everything's okay. There's a screen there, so no glass fell on me. So even though these things happen, it's like little happen to um, work out, how to make your day a little bit better. So. In the end, I worked out I had to use insurance, and I couldn't remember at first who I was with. So I rang a couple and found out where I was, and had to go to a place to have the car assessed. And they were supposed to. I was supposed to have an appointment on Monday, which I couldn't do, and so then they jiggled the books a bit, and they fitted me in yesterday. So that was very nice. And And then something else happened with my ring. The stone fell out, and by a miracle, they found it at the gym. So it's like all these things can go wrong, but then things can go right too. So it's like deciding that you are not going to let yourself be. Good morning, Jackie. Not going to let yourself be railroaded by what happens. So what helps you turn your day around? Is there a favorite piece of music that you play, or is there a poem that you read, or is there a picture that you look at, or is there a place that you go for a walk in, or is there somewhere that you sit in the garden that you feel like you can just gather your thoughts again and get yourself back together? What is it that works for you? All right, so let's go into the crown chakra, which is about our connection to God. So some of the things that happen to us are not fun. They're, I guess, the refiner's fire, isn't it? Where to purify silver, they stick it in the fire, and then you can't just leave it there. You have to watch, otherwise the metal gets ruined. So it's like we feel like we need to be, that we're not being watched when we're in the fire, but we actually are. And it's just enough to burn off the impurities, and then we're pulled out. All right. Thanks, Jackie. She said music helps her and walking the dog at the beach. Sounds wonderful. Great grounding. Good job. All right. I feel whole regardless of my circumstances. So sometimes we're measuring ourselves on our circumstances, isn't it? Like our bank balance, our weight, or our health, or our cleanliness of a house, or the order that we live in, or, whatever thing is, we could be measuring ourselves. All right, so let's say I clearly see my full worth, because I think some days we do not. We just can't see the beauty of ourselves and the experiences, how they've changed us and colored us. Yes, sometimes we feel broken, 100%, but some parts of us had to be broken, I think, to improve. And so Jackie says, not very good when you're in the throes of the circumstances. No, sometimes we don't feel good, and we don't feel like we're coping very well at all. And people will say to me, oh, you're doing a great job, but it doesn't feel like that from my end. And I can understand you saying that, Jackie. It's like sometimes we just feel like we're not doing a great job, and other people have got it together way better than we do. So let's say I accept the beauty of my life. And even though it might feel like organized chaos, eh, you are still doing the best that you can. And knowing you, Jackie, you have been working on so many generational baggages that you need a medal. Good morning, Elizabeth. All right, I am intelligent and spiritual. Yeah, Jackie said shaking it off is hard. Yeah, because we fall into this. I feel like it's a childhood pattern that, when we got in trouble or when things didn't go our way, we can feel deserted, or we can feel that no one's got our back, or no one cares about how we're feeling or how we're going to get through this. They, just plugging away at their life and forgetting about us. All right, so let's say God knows me, God loves me. Age 6, age 10, age 42. All right. Jackie says, yes, my generational baggage is big, but lighter with your help. Yeah, well, you're an amazing person that you agreed to come and do all this stuff. So sometimes we see ourselves as less than or not good. Yeah, these are ages where we feel stuck, 6, 10, and 42. So sometimes we're measuring ourselves on the external circumstances, or how our family's treating us, or how our friends are treating us, or how teachers are treating us. So some stuck emotions at those times. Being disloyal to self is what comes up. So sometimes as children, we feel like we have to throw ourselves under the bus to be loved or to be accepted. Good morning, Elizabeth. Yeah, so we will suck up bad behavior, or we will not value ourselves, or we'll do whatever it takes to keep the peace. So it's like we're not really feeling our worth or measuring ourselves in a good way. All right, so we're now asking if we can release some trauma from other people's bad behavior that's sort of got stuck in our body and our mind and our energy field. All right, age 8. All right, so Jackie's mentioned that walking the dog and by the beach helps her, and music. What else? What else helps you turn your day around when it's bad? All right, something from age 8. Does that ring for anybody? All right, so we're just going to talk a little bit about vetiver oil. I really love vetiver oil. It's so grounding and calming. All right, so Jackie says 8 is a new primary school. Yeah, that's always hard, isn't it? Because we're not accepted, and it takes a while for people to accept us and include us. All right, I lovingly attend to my pain, responding to its signals without the need to escape, courageously facing and appreciating the deeper insight it allows me. Okay, Jackie says, standing up to a bully and then becoming one. Yeah, I guess we have to experience both sides of the coin, isn't it? Sometimes we've been bullied, and then sometimes we didn't like how that felt, and we've wanted to bully others. All right, so forgiving ourselves that sometimes we were bullied and sometimes we wanted to bully. And, that's because we didn't have better tools. No one showed us how to stand up for ourselves. No one showed us, this is how you hold your hold yourself firm, and don't let other people push you down. Good morning, Susanna. All right, I persevere to my satisfying result, reigniting my motivation, enthusiasm for all things. So this is under vetiver oil. So when we're going through some dark stuff, vetiver oil is very helpful to help you keep pushing through, because at the time we feel like we're in the mud and we're stuck and we're not moving. So vetiver is like going to hold your hand and drag you through the mud to get out the other side. All right, all my chakras are brought into harmony, balance, and alignment with each other. My base chakra, calm and grounded. My solar plexus chakra, protective against oversensitivity to the feelings and emotions of others. And this can often be why we throw ourselves under the bus, because we can feel that perhaps our parents or a sibling or friends are not coping. And so then we try and adapt and accommodate to try and keep other people happy and safe. All right, reacting to feelings, and where in your body is telling you the energy is stuck? All right, what's coming up here is tired of trying to prove yourself, because often uh, we want to see evidence of our worth. We want to see that other people acknowledge us or can see us. All right, so we're still having trouble seeing our full worth. So age 10. Another stuck emotion. All right, affected by pretense. So sometimes we're pretending that we're okay when we're not really. Sometimes other people are pretending they're okay and they're not really. And let's say I allow myself to shine. 'Cause some days we don't feel very shiny and we don't feel like we can get out of the hole that we've dug ourselves into. Sorry, I need to blow my nose. So are we perhaps carrying that bullying on to ourselves? Like maybe others bullied us or we bullied others, but sometimes we're bullying ourselves. All right, so I no longer bully myself. Still at age 10. And I'm forgiving myself that I couldn't make it different at that time. And in some ways, we're very grateful to that child within us, because they endured these hard things and we became a stronger and better adult because of the child and what they endured. So it's like we have to love that inner child and acknowledge him or her, and tell them we're thankful to them for what they got, what they went through, and that they survived. All right, eighth chakra. So, um, like the earthing, the grounding. Oh, Jackie, she said she ran away from home. Oh, that must have been hard for you. All right, so spearmint oil. So spearmint's about speaking up, feeling like we have a voice, and helping us energetically to be able to say what we feel we need to say. All right, spearmint promotes confidence in expressing oneself verbally, especially when speaking in front of groups of people. It helps individuals create an effective stage presence by infusing them with confidence. Spearmint also encourages individuals to take a public stand on behalf of their values and opinions. Jackie said, I remember getting picked up by the police on the side of a very busy road. Oh, yeah, so little. And, to be under such trauma to want to run away at that age, isn't it? To feel that you'd be willing to try and do life on your own. That's a big thing. All right, spearmint can be a helpful remedy for those who struggle with communicating clearly for a wide range of reasons, from feeling scattered and inarticulate to stumbling over words. It assists individuals in becoming emotionally clear about what they want to say and then saying it. In short, spearmint can help individuals access their inner light and convey that light to the world with clarity and confidence. So I feel like giving that 10-year-old a hug. She really was having a bad time and didn't feel supported, and also didn't know what to say to get the love that she needed and the acceptance. So let's say I honor myself. I honor my inner child. All right, let's go into our heart chakra now. As Jackie said, spearmint oil, standing up for self values, has got me into conflicts previously as an adult. Yes, they can, but it's like learning to hold your own. And sometimes we have to agree with someone to disagree. It's like, no, I don't, I can't understand your view on that point, your viewpoint on that particular matter. So it's like we'll have to agree to disagree, but it doesn't mean that you have to fold. And it's important to stand up for what you think is true and right. All right. This is in the heart chakra. I nurture easily. So this can be like nurturing your inner child and nurturing yourself and nurturing others. All right. I allow myself to experience fulfillment. All right. I open myself to the healing powers of love. And sometimes we just need to feel the Saviour's love, feel that He understands us, care for us, has been there through our difficult times, even though we may not have understood or acknowledged. So it's safe to express myself. It's not feeling safe. So that's generational. So dad's side of the family. All right, so into the brow chakra now. So this is, you may feel overwhelmed, and that's where you'd feel it in that sort of part of your head. All right, I connect easily to my spirit. So sometimes we've got this picture that, should get to a point in our life where life is easy. I don't think that ever happens. I think our capacity to deal with our problems gets stronger, but then we also get presented stronger problems. So it's like it's always a process of growing and overcoming, being challenged. We think we should get to a certain age and there are no challenges. I don't think that's true. I think life is always challenging. Then just the nature of the challenges changes. I am insightful. I choose to be happy and balanced. And that doesn't mean you can't be happy and balanced while you're challenged. Sometimes we just have to keep taking little baby steps forward, even when we feel like we're being severely pushed and it feels hard to be able to stand up for yourself or express yourself. So still in the brow chakra. All right, I'm releasing DNA patterns that block my reasoning ability. That's a powerful affirmation. I'm safe to flow with my mental creativity. My mind and body are coming into perfect balance. All right, and let's say I'm making peace with myself. So comes generational baggage from dad's side of the family about making peace with oneself. Like 17 generations of men having trouble making peace with themselves. Okay. All right, let's say I no longer fear my weaknesses, because we all have weaknesses and it is the opportunity to grow. Sometimes we don't like that. We don't like our weaknesses and we wish we were someone else or our life was like someone else. But everyone has difficulties. No matter how good their life looks, everyone has difficulties. So back to the crown chakra. All right, I'm full of positive thinking patterns. So we can be down on ourselves and we can, see our failures or know there are some parts of us that are weaker. So it's like we have to accept that about ourselves and, know that maybe someone else is better in that department. But we also have to accept the things that we are good at, what you've been able to tolerate, what you've survived. It's like a testament to your strength and your capacity. Right, I accept my body signals in perfect harmony and rhythm. So sometimes parts of our body will complain and, it's like, well, what do I need to learn from this? I'm able to learn. So that's generational from dad. So let's say then, why am I so good at turning my day around? That's holding strong. Anything preventing me from turning my day around? Hidden, stuck, or frozen. In the genes, mum's mum, and the women. Like 53 generations of women. So this is a very deep pattern in your family. And sometimes it feels hard to shift. So you can see when there's so many generations of people with this same problem that you would feel that burden. But I also want you to understand that the people that have the same gene that went before you, they really understand you and they've got your back. All right, so now we're going to go into the ninth chakra. So we've got our Advanced Energy Workz next week. It's going to be a nice small little group. So you're still welcome to come if you'd like to. We just go into some higher chakras. And, it's a great opportunity to keep working through our things that are stuck in our life. All right, so our lunar chakra, which is above the crown chakra, is strengthened by socializing with those of a higher vibration. So sometimes there are people that when we hang out with them, we lift, we rise, we can feel uplifted by other people. So it's important for you to hang around people that uplift you. Now, we can't always do that 24/7, and sometimes our family are the most challenging people in our life. And, they can bring us down, but they also make us grow. But if there are people that seem uplifting and high vibe and lift you up, make sure you ask those people, can you go for a walk with me, or will you have lunch with me, or, invite those people into your life so that you can feel uplifted. All right, I am conscious and present in the now. So sometimes we are stuck half in the past, half worrying about the future, and it's like we're getting pulled in two different directions. So it's like learning to be here. Yes, those things have really affected me in the past. It was hard to get through. And yes, I'm a little worried about the future, but right here and right now, I'm safe, I'm okay. Still challenging, but I can get through this. And I'm not alone. I want you to feel that you're not alone. The Savior loves you. You're a part of our group. We care about you. It's like feeling that you do have a tribe, that you have people that love you and care for you. All right. So sometimes we have events or things that happen in our life that really allow us to see who we are. Sometimes it's like we've got this sheet over our eyes and we can't see ourselves. We can only measure ourselves from what's around us, and we're not that. So it's like the more that this chakra is allowed to open, it's like our heartfelt purpose is exposed, and we are able to talk about and move towards. Jackie says, I'm safe, I'm okay, and I'm not alone. A good mantra. It's true. You're never alone. And you're loved and, honored, and your family tree are grateful for all that you've endured to help process these difficult things that are in your family. And each of us have difficult things in our family. Right, so we're going to go next chakra up. So this is the solar star chakra. All right, so this one is strengthened by fun and laughter. So what makes you laugh? Sometimes we have friends that make us laugh, or sometimes, sometimes you might watch a funny movie or, read a funny book. Like I used to have this little book, it was all little cartoons, and it was called Unspeakable Acts. And it was people doing dastardly deeds. Like there was a doctor, he's in the back room and the patient's waiting cold with his shirt off, and he's got his stethoscope in a bucket of ice. It's they're purposefully making the stethoscope as cold as possible. So we need to have things that make us laugh, and we need to sometimes be able to laugh at ourselves. That I fell for that one again. It's all right. I'll do better next time. It's like having a bit of humor with ourselves. All right. I exist and rejoice. So sometimes we feel like we just exist and we're not rejoicing. So what's one thing that you can rejoice about today? Elizabeth says, my sister makes me laugh. That's a good thing, isn't it? My husband can be funny. He makes me laugh. All right, moving up another chakra. So we're into the galactic chakra now, which is above the 10th one. So this is about our Akashic records. So all our life stories all stuck in our energy field. So something that helps is service. So not to kill yourself serving other people, but sometimes just to do, a random act of kindness, or to, if you think of someone and you call them or send them text, or, you just feel prompted to do something and you take action. It makes you feel good. It strengthens that part of you. All right, and we're going to talk a little bit about cheer oil. We could do with a bit of cheer. All right. Cheer encourages individuals who are overcome by feelings of hopelessness and helplessness. It restores hope when one has been stretched beyond the limits of endurance. This blend inspires faith that life will work out for the best despite difficulties and setbacks. Cheer reminds individuals that there is so much more to life than the hardship that they are experiencing, and to determinedly hold on until they regain the hope and the joy they feel they've lost. All right, so you might need to have a strong suck on that one at the moment. So Jackie says, rejoice seems like such a strong word. Grateful for my view. Okay. Well, my friend Cassie is really good at rejoicing or acknowledging things. Elizabeth says, can I have the cheer oil blend? Yeah. Hence cheer oil. Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Yeah, of course. So when I've been doing this podcast for a number of years, and sometimes I wonder, is it? Are we doing any good? But anyway, it's my gift. So she made, she had balloons and all sorts of things when we did our 500th episode. So it's like sometimes we just have to celebrate the little wins or the things that have changed. So yeah. acknowledging how far we've come. Sometimes we can only see that we've got so much further to go and we just get disheartened. But turn around, look down the mountain, and see how far you've come. You really have. Celebrate who you are. Celebrate who you're becoming, because you're becoming stronger and better each day. All right. There is nothing to forgive, for the journey is perfection. And sometimes that can be a hard thing to understand. But we had a couple of talks at a church conference, and this man talked about his mother had many difficulties and her life was very hard. I think first husband was difficult. She married again, and this one was lovely, but he died. And then the one of the daughters had a child that she ended up having to raise, and her life was difficult. And after she died, she actually appeared to him in his office, and he was amazed at how beautiful she looked. And she just smiled at him. And so it's like, even though we feel like the difficulties of mortality absolutely drag us down, it's like it's who we are becoming in this process, and what we're letting go of, what we don't know, what we don't need anymore, isn't it? Like discarding things, discarding ways of thinking, discarding the things that don't work anymore. Jackie says Cass is a great cheerleader. Yeah, it's actually her birthday today, so happy birthday, Cassie. We all love you. All right. All right, age 6. Something stuck from 6. And 33. And somebody, I don't know who's listening that's old, but somebody 92. Okay. All right, so we're talking about forgiveness for the moment. All right, forgiving others. All right, forgiving them for feeling offended. All right, and so this feeling of being offended is affecting our nervous system. So age 8. All right, so forgiving our father when you were 8. So sometimes our parents are very mortal and they have wrong judgment calls, and we can feel quite hurt by these judgment calls. And it's like, in this case, it's got stuck in our nervous system. So it's all right. So Elizabeth says for being angry. Yeah. Yeah, some parents were very angry, isn't it? And sometimes it's because they didn't know what they were doing, or they didn't have good tools, or they didn't see how to do life well, and then they get angry when, things don't go smoothly and things aren't how we would like them to be. And now we're talking about forgiving ourselves. So forgiving ourselves for feeling powerless. Right. So Elizabeth said, I used to think it was my fault for my dad leaving when I was a baby. Now I don't. I'm glad you don't anymore. And it was never your fault. It was, their inability to take responsibility and to do something in taking responsibility and actually being there. All right, so this feeling is stuck in our skeletal system. So it's stuck in our ligaments. I don't know, where in your body is hurting? Where are your ligaments complaining? Could be in your spine, could be in your wrists, your knees, your ankles, your neck. Where do you feel it? Even your jaw. All right, so in your neck, yeah. All right, so Elizabeth's in her wrist and Jackie's in the neck. All right, thank you. And Elizabeth Chakasi says neck and left back hip. Right. All right, so we've got the second chakra and the throat chakra. All right, so then it says low energy in the throat. Okay. All right, well, let's start with the throat. All right, using busyness as a way of avoiding truth. I think that's one of my favorites. Keeping too busy and not doing what I actually need to do. All right, age 6 comes up with that one. All right, others are comfortable with what comes out of my mouth. Sometimes they are not, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't express ourselves. It's like it's very empowering for us to express ourselves. And, it's up to them what they do with that. It's like it's important for us to say something, though. Because often they can feel that our energy is a bit funky because we're saying we're okay with it, but it doesn't feel like it. So it's like it's important to say, I feel a bit sad about this action of yours, or I feel a bit annoyed about that action of yours. All right, I'm secure with what I say. And, you're not saying something to harm the other person. You're just expressing how their actions make you feel. Now, some people will not have a bar of this. That is not your problem, but at least you've expressed it. And if this person will not take that on board, talk to other people that will listen, or do some write and burn or some ho'oponopono. Express that. It needs to be expressed. All right, so now we're going to go into the sacral chakra. All right, I am a creative and sensual being. I'm in charge of my own sexual fulfillment. So it's like, Working out what works for you. Do you just like to be held? Do you like, just to have chill time? Like working out what works for you and what your body loves. All right, I'm aligned with God's plan for me. So sometimes we're fighting against the things that we came here to do, and we can use up a lot of energy in struggling because we're not willing to accept what God's plan is for us and the way to go about it. All right, healing occurs every time I rest, relax, and allow myself enjoyment. Rest is strong, relax is strong, but allowing ourselves enjoyment. All right. What do you enjoy? What gift can you give yourself today that you enjoy? All right. I allow others to grow when they are ready to do so. So, we can talk about how other people's actions make us feel, but then the ball's in their court and it's up to them. If they want to stay stuck there, that's totally their choice. And it's not your responsibility to drag them out. All right, I'm able to enjoy all emotions and give them room for expression. Oh, Zuzana says walking in nature. Yeah, beautiful. That does give you joy, doesn't it? And it calms you down and you can feel peace. With your hip, I feel like who are you carrying on your hip? Lisa, who do you feel? It's almost like, when we have children, we carry them on our hip and we still keep trying to get things done. This kid on our hip. All right, so feeling deceived is coming up in the hip. All right, so this is from Ines Ziegler. Yes, her family. Yes, it's exactly what it says. Family problems and disagreements. All right, divine healing intelligence. I ask you to release all my family problems, disagreements, conflicting emotions, pain, guilt, sadness, grief, and anger, and betrayal out of my hips, as well as all points of view, positive and negative charge, and all patterns that contribute to this condition. Repeat the word clear until you feel a shift occur. So if you can, put some music on and shake your hips as if you're belly dancing. That could be fun. Feel the freedom of this experience. The more balanced and flexible your hips are, the more balanced and flexible and creative your life will be. Please install feelings of peace, clarity, fulfillment, appreciation, relaxation, and serenity. Allow me to experience harmony, unity, and support in my life and in my family. Thank you. Please heal and regenerate my hips to their full strength, balance, and mobility. All right, and so the emotion of frustration is stuck in the hips. All right, so she said, place your hands on the part of your body where you feel frustration or irritation most intensely. Breathe into the area for a few moments while allowing any emotions to rise to the surface with little resistance. Then relax your hands. Divine healing intelligence, using the orange red flame of light, please move through every part of my body and mind, dissolving all feelings, thoughts, and patterns of frustration, irritation, and aggravation. Please sweep away all impatience, struggle, and suffering that resides in my consciousness. Allow me to turn my frustration into inspiration and enthusiastic action. Help me to steer in the direction where my actions will become actualized so that I can experience satisfaction with my accomplishments. Thank you. And then she says, repeat the word clear several times until you feel lighter. So observe the orange red light move through your body, mind, emotions, and energy field and begin to clear and dissolve all negative thoughts, words, feelings, memories, and images of frustration, irritation, and aggravation. And then she also talks about a satisfaction process. So, Divine Healing Intelligence, please embrace me with your radiant gold beam of satisfaction, happiness, contentment, and delight. Allow me to feel confident that I am moving in the perfect direction for my life. Help me to recognize and celebrate, I love that word, all the wonderful things that I have achieved and all the magnificent people with whom I have connected and all the rich experiences I have lived. As I recognize the grandness of my life, I truly feel blessed. Thank you. So satisfaction comes from celebrating life and its enriching experiences. It makes me think of sometimes we can eat a piece of cake that's really rich and sometimes it's like too much. So it's like having a little nibble on that richness of the experiences of your life. So rather than focusing on what you don't have enough of, focus on all the things you're blessed with, even the ability to move your hands, pick up a pen and write, read a book, or having a gift that you can share with the world, or simply the fact that you're alive. Embrace and show your satisfaction, and you will see how things start to grow and develop in your life at an accelerated rate. Okay, so that goes back to that affirmation, doesn't it? I exist and rejoice. All right. So I guess we can rejoice in the small changes we've made. We can rejoice in who we're becoming and what we have accomplished and all that we have survived. That needs celebration too. There's a book called The Happiest Man on Earth. Is a guy called Eddie Jaku, and he lived to 100. And he endured some really hard experiences. He was Jewish, and he ended up in concentration camps. But he found a friend there, and that friend helped him get through. And it's like he was able to celebrate all the beautiful things of life, even though his life had a lot of hard things too. So it's like trying to look at the good things and not letting the hard things define the quality of our life. Easier said than done, I know. But I believe in you, and I believe that you can make a difference. So, good on you, and keep trying and don't give up. We believe in you, and we want to support you in doing all that you feel is important to do. All right. So, any last things before we close our call? So grateful to you all to have commented and to be on the call. I know it's early in the morning, but it really makes a difference to me. So I'm appreciating you and thanking you for all that you do. All right. I hope you have an amazing day and celebrate the little wins, the good parts of you, what you're able to accomplish. All right. See you. Oh, thanks, Jackie. She said, you too. Thank you for being you. Thank you. Well, the world is a more colourful place because you're in it, Jackie. We love you. All right. See you later.